Hello, today's practice is a grounding practice. We're going to explore this concept of sthira. And in the Yoga Sutras, there is this phrase, sthira sukham asanam, which means comfortable position, a comfortable space, a comfortable seat, a steady, easy state of being. And so sthira is stable, steady, steadfast. Sukham is sweet, comfortable, easy. And asanam, we hear lots of different descriptions for asana, which could be your yoga movement, your position, your posture. But it really is just a resting in that comfortable, happy space. So the sutra means to be stable and comfortable and put together with the eternal cosmic vibration. So that's what we will be getting at today. So start with grounding. So in that spirit, find your comfortable seat, whatever that might look like. I'm here in easy pose, Sukhasana. Again, that word sukha, sweet, easy. And then we're going to take the mudra, the Bhumi Sparsha is the mudra, and it's just the index fingertip and thumb touching and the other fingers extended. And then those extended fingers come down to touch the earth. So this is your connection to the earth. And this is our grounding mudra. And you can just allow the head to come in line with the spine and bring yourself into awareness of your present moment, of your current state, of your body in space and time right now, right here. Just checking in with the physical body and recognizing any places that might need your care and attention during your practice today, any places of pain, strain, illness, or injury. Keeping that in mind as you move through your practice, using any props or modifications as needed. And then checking in with the mental state and just notice where the thoughts have been today. Notice the state of mind without judgment, just observing. Have you been projecting into the future, looking forward to your weekend, maybe ruminating on something that happened in the past? Maybe you are very present today in the state of mind. Whatever the state of mind, just observe. Awareness. Check out the emotional state and the mood. How are you feeling today? In relation to the season, in relation to your season of life, what's going on with you? Just checking out the emotional state. And finally, the energetic state. Notice that subtle vibration in the body. Notice if you're feeling energized, lethargic, calm, agitated. Just observing that energetic state. And we're going to go a little more into that energetic state by bringing our awareness to the breath. So just a nice, easy inhale and exhale, and just notice the quality of the breath in this moment. Smooth or rough, deep or shallow, fast or slow, whatever it is, just bringing awareness to that, acknowledging it. Notice where you feel the breath. Notice the places in your body that's expanding and contracting with the breath. And we'll start to direct the breath by closing the mouth if it's not already, inviting the breath in through the nose, and exhaling out the nose. And we're just going to gradually make the breath into an even inhale and exhale, about 4 or 5 count inhale and 4 or 5 count exhale. Finding that smooth wheel of breath. Filling up from the bottom to the top on the inhale. Emptying, drawing the belly, navel toward the spine on the exhale. So once we've established that even inhale and exhale, we'll slowly start to move up into our standing position. Now, before we move, let's just take a moment to bring awareness to the physical body, bring awareness to the axial skeleton, and move from the axial skeleton. So rather than reaching out with the arms and legs right away, feel yourself lifting from the center of the body. And maybe you can stand up without touching hands to the floor. Maybe you do need to touch hands to the floor, but doing so mindfully and continually moving from that axial skeleton. So I'm just going to lift up, come up to standing, and we'll come to the front of the mat into mountain pose. Tadasana. So feet about hip width apart, spread the toes wide, place them back down. Arms face or palms face forward, ground down through the feet, lift the arches and feel that lifting all the way up through the calves and knees, the upper legs, up through the spine, and let the shoulders roll back and down. Draw the chin down slightly and then come back to that breath awareness if it got lost in that transition. So from here, we're going to breathe in that even inhale and exhale. Inhale, bottom up. 4 count inhale, exhale. Navel moves in. 4 count exhale. So just finding that wheel of breath here as you keep your awareness into the bottoms of the feet, the places where you are attached to the earth. So as you're breathing, you're inviting that breath in, you're lengthening, you're doing all those things, expanding that you do when you breathe. You're also keeping part of your awareness down at that place where you're attached to the earth. Smooth, even breath, no rush, feeling that sthira, that stable, steady, grounded sensation. And we're going to move very mindfully and kind of slowly through our practice today. So on your next inhale, arms rise up, again, moving from the axial skeleton, from the spine, sweeping the arms all the way up, gazing up, and we'll keep the arms here as you stay rooted through the feet, gaze up, and then expand the space between your shoulder blades and draw the navel in slightly. Couple more breaths like that here. So we're really sort of holding this whole torso firmly in place. And then with an exhale, forward fold coming all the way down, hands to the floor, and just allow yourself to hang here for a couple of breaths. Still feeling grounded and rooted through the feet. And at the end of your next exhale, we'll come to all fours. Fingers spread wide, thumbs point toward each other, middle fingers toward the front of the mat. Hips over knees, nice long spine, pressing down through the hands. If you need something under the knees for comfort, you can place a folded up blanket or something soft there. And we'll be here for a few breaths, just like we were before. Really rooting down through the palms and through the fingertips, and feel that strength moving up through the arms into the shoulders as you lengthen the spine. Again, feeling that breath filling you up from the bottom, navel moves in on the exhale. Keeping the head in line with the spine, neutral, so your gaze is down just a little bit in front of the fingers. And feel the pelvic floor lift as you exhale, sort of helping that breath out, emptying all the way out on your exhale. Feeling steady, comfortable. And then we'll move into our cat and cow. So on your next inhale, drop the belly, gaze goes up. And exhale, see the belly, spine goes up. Flowing with your 4 or 5 count inhale, 4 or 5 count exhale, and keeping that part of your awareness on your connection to the earth as you move through this. Moving with that axial skeleton. And here, pretty much all we're doing is moving the axial skeleton. The arms and legs are staying put. So this is a really good exercise and really feeling into that space in your body that initiates all the movement. One more like that. And then we'll come back to a neutral spine. Curl your toes under. Press back to downward facing dog for just a breath or two. Lengthening through the tail. And on an exhale, step your feet back up. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep arms all the way up. Find a little back bend here. And exhale, hands to heart, keeping that awareness on the feet grounding into the earth. So now we're going to slowly move through a sun salutation. Exhale, drop the chin. Feel grounding through the feet. Inhale, arms sweep up. Little back bend. Exhale, forward fold, a little bend in the knees if you need to. Half lift. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, plant the hands. We'll step left, then right foot back. One breath here. Exhale, lower down. You can either come all the way down or to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra, finding that length. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath here, feeling grounded through hands and feet. Inhale, look up to the hands. Exhale, step left, then right foot up. Forward fold, half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep arms up. Find that little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart, grounding through the feet. We're going to flow through that again. Inhale, sweep arms up. Moving from the axial skeleton. Exhale, fold. Feeling that grounding through the feet. Halfway lift, lengthen. No rush. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands right and then left foot back. A plank. One breath in plank. Collarbones wide. Exhale, lower down, your choice. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath here. Next inhale, look through the hands. Exhale, right then left foot, step up. Halfway lift. Lengthen. Exhale, fold. Still grounding through the feet. Inhale, sweep arms all the way up. Little back bend. Hands to heart. One breath here. We'll flow through that one more time. Slowly and deliberately. Inhale, the arms float up. Gaze goes up. Find that back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. See if you can gently bend the knees and hop the feet back to plank. It may not look pretty, but just give it a shot. And then one breath in plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And downward facing dog on your next exhale. One breath here. Now look through the hands, bend the knees a little and hop the feet back up. Exhale. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath or two here, reconnecting with the feet, rooting down, grounding down around the edges of the feet, lift the arches. Feel that nice lift through the crown of the head, collarbones wide, breath smooth and even. Exhale, drop the chin. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands. We'll step the right foot back and drop to that knee and flip that right foot, top of the foot down. So we'll start here with on the fingertips, fingers tented. Lengthen through the spine. Feel that rooting down through that left heel. Maybe close the eyes and just feel the breath. 4 or 5 count. Inhale. Lengthening. 4 or 5 count. Exhale. Emptying out and rooting down. Couple more breaths. And now on your next inhale, bring the arms up and interlace your fingers. Index fingers pointing straight up, and find that opening through the front of the body and bring the arms back roughly in line with the ears if you can. Lifting through the heart while grounding down through that left heel. Even breath here. Now, if you can, reach your hands to the left a little bit so you're getting a little more opening in that right side, staying with the breath. Keep lifting on the inhale. One more breath here. And then we'll inhale back up to center, plant both hands, and then lift that left hand. Looking up at the left hand in this twist. Feeling that breath filling you up. Inhaling, expanding, and exhaling. Feel that grounding sensation. Pelvic floor lifts, navel moves in. One more breath here. And then we'll exhale, release that hand. Curl the right toes. Back to down dog. Couple breaths in downward facing dog, really rooting down, feeling the strength in the arms and the legs. Inhale, look up at the hands. Exhale, step forward. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll repeat that on the other side. Exhale, drop the chin. Inhale, arms sweep up. Fold forward. Half lift. Plant the hands. Left foot steps back. Drop to knee. Top of the foot comes down. Tent the fingers. Lengthen through the spine. Ground down through that right heel. Close the eyes if you like here. Come into the breath awareness. Maybe you can bring awareness to that little space between the inhale and the exhale. That little infinitesimal pause between the inhale and the exhale. One more breath like this. And then we'll reach the arms up. This time, interlace your fingers the other way, the way that maybe doesn't feel quite as natural. Again, index fingers pointing up. Lengthen and lift, grounding down through that right heel as you lift the heart and breathe here. One more breath here, and then we'll point the fingers A little bit to the right, getting that opening through the left side. Breathing here. One more breath here. And back up to center. Bring the hands down to either side of that foot. And then right arm reaches up for a twist here. Opening up the chest, spiraling the chest toward the sky as much as possible. And bringing the head to wherever is comfortable. If it feels too much of a strain to look up, you can bring head neutral, or you can turn the head up and down with the breath. You feel like you need a little more movement there. Just a couple more breaths here. Finding steadiness and ease in your movement, and then release the hand down. Curl left toes back to down dog. Just a couple breaths in downward facing dog, finding length in the spine. Staying with that grounded breath. And then we'll walk the feet about a third of the way up. And then bring your right foot up by the hands. We're coming into pyramid pose. So both legs are straight. Each foot is in line with its corresponding hip. And hands are down, and just releasing the torso down toward that standing, or toward that right leg. So really ground down through the feet here. Feel the strength in the legs. If you need a micro bend in that right knee, you can bring a little bend there. And then feel as though you're spiraling the thighs toward each other. Lengthen a little more through the crown. Maybe fold a little more on your exhale. But you're really steady in the legs so that you could lift the hands off the floor if you wanted to. Back of the neck is long, so there's no tension in the face, the jaw, the neck. Even breath. Slowly see if you can shift your right hip back and left hip forward while staying in this position. Couple more breaths. And then we'll just lift the head slightly and plant the hands. Step your right foot back and your left foot forward, mirroring what we did on that side over here. So grounding through the feet. Lengthen through the crown, holding on an exhale, a little micro bend in that left knee. Spiral the thighs toward each other. Shifting left hip back, right hip forward. Even breath. So this is pyramid pose. We are stable and steady like a pyramid, rooted and grounded, feeling yourself heavy, like made of bricks, sinking into the earth. Again, if you want, you can lift the hands just to make sure that you're keeping the strength in the legs here. Relaxing the jaw, the neck, the head, a couple more breaths. And then we'll step that right foot up to the left and come to a forward fold. And gently roll up to standing. So maybe you have a block. And if you do, I encourage you to find and use that block for this next part. So I'm going to place my block in this high position right in front of me, about a third of the way down the top of my mat, and I'm going to stand in the back third. And we're going to do a Warrior 3 with block assist. So with Warrior 3, we're standing on one foot, so we bring our weight into right foot. And if you don't have a block, you can do this without a block. It's just a little bit more challenging. And then left foot is going to lift up off the floor and come straight back as we tilt forward. So my block is here. I'm just going to put it to where it's aligned with my torso. And I'm lifting that left leg and reaching through the crown of the head. Toes are pointed, are flexed and pointed toward the earth. I'm opening up through the collarbones, through the back, grounded but not gripping through the right foot, and even breath. Dropping the left hip a little bit. Focus is on the breath and on that rooting and grounding through that right foot. But you might also imagine that that left foot is pressing into a wall or something and grounding in that direction as well. A couple more breaths here. And then we'll bring that left foot down. Bring the weight into that foot. Right leg lifts up, mirroring what we did on the other side. Toes are pointed down, foot is flexed. Reaching through that right heel, reaching through the crown. Opening through the chest, even breath. Drop that right hip slightly. Breath awareness. 2 more breaths here. And then we'll release that foot down. We'll come back up to standing for just a breath or 2 back to our mountain pose. Close the eyes if you like. Feeling a pleasant heaviness, rooted, grounding sensation in the body. And we'll do 1 more that's a little more challenging. So this time, weight comes into right foot, left foot lifts, hands come to the block. And here, if you want, you could lift the block. You can bring it as high as you like, maybe up to the ears, if the arms aligned with the ears if you want. Wherever you are with the breath still smooth and even. One more breath. We'll slowly bring the block down. Bring the foot down. Switch sides. Right leg up. Bring it up. Find the breath. One more breath here. Gently bring it down. Release the foot. You can move it aside and we'll bring our feet about mat width apart and come down into our squat. And close the eyes here. Feel the tail being drawn down toward the earth. The breath as though it's flowing in through the crown of the head and out the tail. If you want, you can bring hands down, back to the hands to the earth, palms up, and let the head and neck release down. Releasing a little more into that pull of gravity. Couple more breaths. And then release to seated. Now, if you have a strap, and I may or may not have a strap, yes, I do. If you have a strap, you can use it for this one. You don't need a strap. So we'll start with our legs extended, lying on the back. And if you have the strap, you can place it on that left foot and bring the leg straight up. So you can have the hands here on the strap. If you don't have a strap, you can just use your hands wherever here. So the idea is not to hyperextend the leg, but to lift the leg as far as is comfortable, up to 90 degrees. So we're pressing into both feet and just staying rooted down through the pelvis here. The lower back is on the earth. The arms and shoulders are releasing down toward the earth. And just breathing here. You can bring the right hand to that right hip if you want to kind of remind that hip to stay down, to stay rooted. Full exhale, feeling that emptying out as the navel moves in, and then pause for just a second after the exhale. Then inhale and pause for just a second after the inhale. So you're still doing about a 4 or 5 count exhale. You're just pausing for a second after, and a 4 or 5 count inhale, and pausing for a second after. After your next exhale, you can gently release that side. Extend both legs again. Just notice any sensation difference between the two. When you're ready, we can bring that right leg up. Again, either hands just gently keeping the leg in place, or if you want, strap there, left hand on left hip. Flex both feet, both legs are active. Grounding down through the back of the pelvis, the lower back, releasing the shoulders. Unclench the teeth and allow the muscles of the face to release here. And again, we'll inhale, pause, and exhale. Pause, just for a second. So the pause is just barely perceptible there. We're not holding the breath in or out for very long at all, just enough to notice it. After your next exhale, you can release that leg back down. Both legs are long. And we'll bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor. Bring the palms facing up, and we'll roll up to seated. So coming all the way up, and then coming into our staff pose, Tadasana. Tadasana, and getting nice and tall. Sits bones are attached to the earth. Head is in line with the spine. Shoulders drop down, and if you want, you can even bring arms behind the back, hands at opposite elbows, to sort of help accentuate the lift in the spine here. Drop the chin. Legs are active. You might have a micro bend in the knees. A little taller on the inhales. Navel moves in on the exhales. We'll just come back to that pause after the inhale. Pause after the exhale. Feel that grounding sensation, that rooting down, sensation of gravity hugging you into the earth. Couple more breaths. And after your next exhale, you can release the arms if they were behind the back, drop the chin. Releasing out the back of the neck and the shoulders. And roll the head to one side and then the other. Taking your time. And eventually, we'll make our way down into Shavasana. Arms at your sides, palms up. Feet a comfortable distance away from each other. Let the shoulders kind of come under and support the upper back. And once you've made yourself comfortable, you can place something under the knees or under the head if you like. Once you arrive at your most comfortable position, you can let go of any control of the breath. Open the mouth. Allow a nice long exhale, signaling to the body that you are done controlling the breath and you're sending that job back to the autonomic nervous system to do it for you. Feeling as though you're being breathed in and out through no effort, like waves in an ocean. Soften the muscles of the little toes, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, big toe, ball of the foot, arch of the foot, top of the foot, releasing the ankles, the calves, the knees, the upper legs, buttocks, pelvis, releasing the hips, soften the lower back, the belly. Feel that release moving up through all the little muscles of the rib cage, upper chest and upper back. Release the armpits toward the earth, the shoulders, the upper arms and elbows, the lower arms, the wrists. Releasing the palms and backs of the hands. Little finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, and thumb, all releasing, letting go of any muscular effort. Feeling that deep release spreading up the back of the neck, base of the throat. Unclench the teeth, let the tongue come away from the roof of the mouth and rest gently flattened onto the bottom of the mouth. Soften the muscles of the face, the cheeks, eyes, temples, forehead. Feel gravity pulling everything down toward the earth, releasing into the crown of the head. Feeling the entire body releasing into relaxed awareness. Noticing if there's any places that are still holding a little tension that you can allow to release a little more. Notice if it's the mind that's still holding tension. And assure the mind that this is exactly where you should be right now. Nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. When you release the mind and body, maybe you can start to feel that subtle vibration, that energetic vibration within you. Just enjoy that sensation of the energetic body coming to the forefront. allowing yourself to feel any places where the energetic state is particularly strong today. Just observing. Are there any places where it feels weak? Just noticing. We'll gently bring awareness back to our breath. Feeling yourself resting on this skin of the earth, your body, right between earth and sky, resting there. Feel the places where your body is in contact with the earth. You might want to brush your thumb across the fingertips to start to wake up the hands. And wake up the toes. This time we're moving from the outer to the inner, eventually moving into those bigger muscles and moving toward the axial skeleton by a nice long full body stretch when you're ready. And then we'll give the knees a little hug. It feels good to massage out the back. You can do that here. And we'll eventually make our way up to seated, where we'll move into a little bit of a breathing practice. So finding a comfortable spot for you to do your breathing and meditation practice here. Once you arrive, head in line with the spine in a dignified posture, you can choose to take that Bhumi Sparsha again with index finger to thumb touching, and then other fingers touching the earth. We'll start by just bringing awareness to the breath. Notice the body as it breathes. Feel your own natural rhythm. Everything has its rhythm. Everything is vibrating at its own pace. All of our vibrations are interacting with each other's, our heartbeat interacting with our breath. And we'll bring a little more awareness to the breath by inviting in the Ujjayi pranayama, that oceanic breath. So as you inhale through the nose, you can feel that little whisper sound in the back of the throat. And as you exhale, same thing, hearing that whisper sound on every inhale and exhale. And your breath can be as long as you like, feeling that comfortable duration of inhale and exhale, but hearing that whisper sound. And we'll count from 10 backwards, the number of breaths. So inhale 10, exhale 10. Inhale 9, exhale 9. And so on, continuing on your own. If you get lost or you lose count, start over from 10. Otherwise, continue. And when you get down to 1, start over from 10. Now finish the one that you're on and do one more. You can release the mudra if you have it, bringing hands to wherever's comfortable. Release that counting and the ujjayi breath and just resting and relaxed awareness. Bring awareness to the spine, the space in the spine. Recognizing that we are grounded, we are steady, and yet we are also made of space. And allowing the mind to rest in that knowledge that we are both steady, grounded, substantial beings. We are also nothing. Can you feel the heaviness and the rooted groundedness? And can you also feel that spacious nothingness? And maybe the consciousness flips back and forth between those two, not able to hold them both together at the same time, really, but alternating. Sthira Sukha Masanam. Steadiness and ease to be put together with the eternal cosmic vibration. We'll let go of that, release chin to chest. And with your next inhale, sweep the arms overhead, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you feel steady and comfortable for the rest of your day. Namaste.